Welcome to Mr. Reddit Relationships. Relationship advice. My 27 male girlfriend, 28 female, got excited about a younger man, 21 male, saying she was hot at Thanksgiving dinner. My girlfriend's cousin sent a Snapchat to her friends, and one of them said, "Your cousin is hot." My girlfriend got really excited and was all, "Which cousin?" To which her cousin told her it was her, my girlfriend. This doesn't bother me. Obviously, it's nice to hear that other people think you're attractive. I get it, ego boost and all. What bothered me is she then asked her cousin to see a picture of him and asked how old he was and some other questions. Tell me I'm being a baby, Reddit. What's your take on this? Why does this make me feel inadequate? Edit/update. So we talked about it last night around 11:30 p.m. or so. Basically, I told her that I understand the ego boost a compliment can give someone, but I'm stuck on the fact that she had to see what this dude looked like and know how old he was. To this, she told me she didn't even remember asking how old he was, and that asking anything about him was like a throwaway comment. She also brought up that she has low self-esteem and that these comments help her. She said that she would never be interested in a guy that's almost 10 years younger than her and was pretty mad that I was pushing this narrative on her. I told her that I was not pushing a narrative on her, just that I thought it was incredibly weird and unsettling that she had asked about the guy's picture and age. I told her I've heard the whole "I would never do XYZ" line before, not saying I think she would do anything, but all I know is what I heard and it's super unsettling. I told her I talked to a friend about it too because I needed advice. She seemed more upset about me talking to a friend about this than she did that I felt uneasy about something she had said. She asked which friend and said she doesn't want my friends thinking she's a monster. I kind of got ya, like, hey, if you don't think what you said is messed up, then why would my friends think you're a monster? I don't know, guys. Been at it with her for 2 years with this girl. I really don't believe she'd be disloyal, but this just totally threw a bend in our relationship for me. Now for the top advice for this post. I'm gonna guess that she wouldn't like you asking questions about a girl that called you hot right in front of her. A compliment is a compliment. I feel that she didn't need to press for further information like age, physical appearance, etc. I don't blame you for feeling inadequate due to this. It's as though she was trying to pick up someone else while standing right next to you. There's a difference between being called hot by someone of comparative age, someone much older, and someone much younger. Could be that she was looking to see the source of the compliment to determine whether it was worthwhile. An ugly 14-year-old or a 90-year-old man isn't going to give the same ego boost as someone in your demographic and social sphere. Okay, now time for story 2. Just caught my wife cheating on me, but it's really complicated. I created a new account for this to stay anonymous, and I'll try to keep it short. I'm writing this at 4:30 in the morning after painstakingly tracking down my wife, catching her with someone else and bringing her home, so please excuse any grammar or spelling mistakes. My 32 male, wife, 29 female, and I have been married 8 years. We have 3 kids, good home, and good jobs. About a month ago, my wife formally came out to me as bisexual. I wasn't all that surprised, honestly, and was supportive of her. She has since come out to a select few family and friends, who all want to know how it affects our relationship. Last week, we took a short vacation, in a COVID-safe manner, without the kids, and talked a lot about how she was feeling and what might change going forward. I said I wasn't completely closed off to the possibility of her exploring a relationship with a woman if our communication remained solid, and we set some ground rules. I also asked her how she would feel if I wanted to date another woman, and she was initially really put out by the idea, but she eventually saw how it was effectively the same. I said I didn't necessarily want to see anyone else, but may want to in the future, so we really need to figure out how we would navigate those things without hurting one another. We agreed sex with someone else without our spouse's consent would be cheating. She just started seeing a therapist who specializes in these types of situations, and we had lined up a couples therapist to meet with in the near future. So, what just happened? Following a turkey trot in our neighborhood this morning and Thanksgiving with her parents, we came home. She said she wanted to go out with a friend, who I knew to be a lesbian, and I asked if we could spend some time together first. We have sex, she's into it, orgasms twice, which, if it matters, has never been a problem for us. She gets ready and goes out with her friend with my blessing. I ask when she thinks she'll be home, not too late. Before I fall asleep, around 11 I text asking when she'll be home. She says not too long. I wake up suddenly at 1:30 a.m. She's not home. I call, nothing. Text, unread. 20 minutes later, call again. Same. I spent the next hour worrying my butt off what might have happened. All the worst cases are going through my head. She's come home late before but never just not told me. Finally, I decide, while it feels like a breach of privacy, I'm going to try to log into Google and locate her phone. Third attempt, I guess her password and find her phone, less than 10 minutes from our house. I keep trying to call, nothing. Finally, at 3 a.m., I decide to load up my truck with my 3 kids and try to find her. If she was in trouble, I would never forgive myself for not looking. So I drive over to the area where her phone pinged and find my other vehicle in a driveway. I try the doorbell, doesn't work. Knock on the door, nothing. Again, nothing. Hard as heck pounding, nothing. I feel like a real creep now, but I still don't know if she's safe, so I look in some windows at the lit rooms. No one. She's got to be in one of the other dark ones. I pick the dark room next to the front door and knock on the window. Immediately, someone asks who it is. I tell them who I'm looking for and who I am. They answer the door and offer to check the other room for my wife. Immediately, my phone rings. I ask her to come to the door. It takes a seemingly long time. She gets to the door, obviously ready to go. I ask if she's okay and safe to drive. She looks okay, and we drive both vehicles home. Get home, put the kids back in bed. Start to talk, she apologizes for making me worry. She looks guilty as heck, but also happy sort of. Or maybe it was just a weird display of guilt and shame. I don't know. I debate with myself about even prying into what happened, but there's no dang way I'm sleeping now. I ask her what happened. She starts to give me a beat around the bush answer that is obviously not the whole truth. I stop her mid-sentence and say there's no way we fix anything or salvage our relationship if you lie to me. She takes some long moments and finally says, I met a girl and I crossed the line. This is her first time being with a woman, by the way. She wasn't even sure yesterday if she could sleep with a woman. I said you left me worried as hell all night. You cheated on me, I caught you, and you still tried to lie about it. She said yes, I did. She doesn't want to lose all that we have. She still loves me, but she isn't sure how to move forward, and neither am I. I ask a ton of questions. Bottom line is she wasn't thinking about me, our family, or the fallout. She just wanted really badly to know if she would even like it. She enjoyed herself a lot and doesn't know what she wants going forward. She was sort of apologetic, but also not very. Here we are. If you read this far, thank you. I don't know what the heck to do, and neither does she. It's clear to me that the only way we continue to have a life together is if I outright forgive her, and we figure out all the stuff we were supposed to figure out in the first place. Keep in mind when thinking about it, I want to raise our kids together, and I love her very much. At the same time, how can I forgive what she did, just like that? How can I trust her? WTF do I do? This isn't complicated. You both agreed to a monogamous marriage at present. Yes, there was the potential for you both dating other women, but that was to be discussed, and you both agreed anything before that discussion would be cheating. Bisexuality or exploring your sexuality doesn't void cheating. Whether she slept with a man or a woman, she was unfaithful, and she lied to you about it. Yes, some relationships survive infidelity, but this is something only the two of you can work out. However, don't expect it to be instantaneous. I agree that you need to forgive this if you want the marriage to work out, but you're never going to be able to forget it, and it's going to take time to process it. I would strongly suggest that whatever your decision, you seek out some counseling. Couples therapy doesn't just have to be about forgiving and getting back together. You can both use counseling to work out what you both want, whether you want to continue the relationship, and if not, how you'll work things with the house, children, etc. Personally, I found it a bigger help to see a therapist on my own than the couples therapist my ex and I went to. Though I think that was largely down to the therapist herself. If we'd switched, maybe I would have felt it was more beneficial, though I do believe the choice to end things was the best for me. But seeing someone by myself really helped me get my head around the idea and come to terms with it. Don't feel like you must make this decision immediately. I discovered my ex had cheated in July, asked him to move out, and we didn't even really speak for a month or so. We decided to go to the counseling around September. He moved back in October, and we were having therapy and seeing where things went for the next couple of months. I was struggling again and asked him to move out again in January. In February, I decided to call it a day. Fortunately, he was respectful enough to follow my request for space. Had he not, then that would have made my decision anyway, since it was circumstances of his own making. Feel free to make requests for space and to take this at your own pace. Your wife is the one who's crossed the line and cheated. If she wants to reconcile, she needs to respect the impact this has had on you. But for your sake and the children's, I'd say don't just bury your head in the sand. Take time and space to process what has happened and what may happen in the future, but do at least take steps towards a resolution either way. Okay, now for story 3. Girlfriend, 27 female, makes very little money, but has big plans regarding what she wants to do with my, 30 male, money. So I thought about posting this in r/am I the a-hole because I definitely feel a type of way about it, and I don't know if it's fair that I feel this way. I have a girlfriend who I'm in love with and would like to marry someday. That being said, it really bothers me that she has such strong opinions about what she wants in life when it comes to material possessions. She's a teacher in a very low-paying county and has no savings. Plans on being a teacher until she can be a stay-at-home mom. I have my own business and am successful with money and have a high ceiling for future success too. Basically, it's pretty clear to both of us who has money and who's going to be making the money in the long run. She likes to point out the car that she wants and that she wants a great big house. She specifically noted cars and houses that are truly very expensive. The worst part, though, is that often when I say something that I want, for instance, I want to live on a house on the beach, she says she wouldn't want to live on the beach. She's very quick to tell me what she would rather have when I point out my preferences. In my head, it's just like, how could you have the audacity to take these firm stances? She's not on a path in life that would get her these things, but at the same time has very clear expectations of what she wants. I guess her path is to be with someone who can get these things for her. I'm assuming here. Is this a respectable path? I feel like I've made a lot of sacrifices in my life to be on a path to get the material possessions that I dream to have. It's hard to hear someone else seem to be saying that their opinions on the matter are more important than mine when it comes to how we would be spending our, but mostly my, hard-earned money. I feel like she should be deferring to my opinion somewhat when we talk about major purchases with our money, because the vast majority of it would be from my earnings. But maybe this is what I'm wrong about? I'm honestly not sure how to feel. It's possible that I am valuing the earning of money in a different way than her. Just seems like she wants a free ride to have the nice things that she specifically wants, and it really bothers me. I feel like to an extent she should just be grateful that she's with someone who can potentially get her nice things at all, and not be so specific about what those nice things are, since those things require money. What if I was a teacher too? Would she just have not dated me in the first place? Would she still have these priorities if it was clear that we couldn't obtain them? In all other aspects, I really love her, but the issue is proving difficult for me to get over. Thanks in advance for the advice. Now for the top advice for this post. Hey babe, I think we need to have a conversation about finances. It makes me feel really disrespected when you talk about my money like it's up to you how I spend it. I also feel like you belittle my preferences when it comes to big decisions. Marriage is a partnership, so if we're gonna get there one day, I need us to start on solid footing. What do you see happening with us? Do you plan on working? If not, let's find some time to talk about an arrangement that would be sustainable for both of us. If she responds like a child, you break up. Sounds to me like she sees you as a wallet. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts below.